It's Ketchup Packets.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
I'm Nate.
And this is Ketchup Packets. We're back with more Andor. We're going to watch Season 1, Episode 8, which is called Narkina 5. That sounds like a planet.
Yeah, what's a Narkina?
It's a Star Wars planet, you know?
Sure.
The Narkina system. Narkina's the star, and then the planets are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably is how that works. You know?
Got it.
That's my guess, but...
Stupid of me.
Or maybe that's the prison, because Cassian's going to prison.
Yeah, that's totally true. Oh,
he got stopped by the cops for less than nothing.
Just walking.
Yep. And now he's going to jail for 6 years for, like, anti-Imperial sentiment, because of his own heist, like they said, because of the Aldani heist, that all the old crimes got, like, reevaluated in new sentences, right?
Yeah, but it's also kind of like, he is also, like, guilty of all that shit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that...
But that's not what they caught him.
That's not what he... Yeah, exactly.
They don't know he's part of the Aldani heist,
that.
but yeah. So maybe he... In some weird way, he sort of deserves to be in prison, but the whole thing's backwards because the Empire doesn't deserve to be in charge.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know.
As is fascism.
Right, yes. And he went back and saw his mom, and she, you know, didn't want to go with him. She was like, no, I'm staying
here.
Well, she was inspired by the Aldani heist to oppose the Imperials, and didn't even realize that her own surrogate son had been part of it.
I don't understand why he didn't just be like, Mom, I did that.
Well, I mean, you don't tell people you're part of something like that, no matter how close they are to you, because if she has that information, it can be forcefully extracted from her.
Yeah,
you don't want that.
There could have been fascists in the closet.
Who knows?
Yeah, Imperials just like hanging out waiting for you to say something.
Telescopic microphone listening to you from far away or some shit. Yeah, but so now he's got to go to prison, and we got to check that out. So should we see what's up in Star Wars prison?
Let's do it.
All right, we have a Patreon. It's down there. There's full-length reactions. We're ahead of the YouTube versions, and polls for what movies we're going to watch. So yeah, go check that out. Otherwise, let's watch some Star Wars.
Move it.
Oh shit, we're in prison.
Move it.
Yeah, they're just needlessly cruel to you.
Yeah. God, this is actually super terrifying, because if he wasn't the main character, he's just like a guy getting shuffled off into a prison somewhere in a galaxy to be whatever.
Yeah, it's bad news.
Yeah.
What is that? What's Narkina 5?
Somebody has to make all the helmets and stuff for the stormtroopers, you know? Somebody has to make all that shit.
I mean, ideally robots in a universe like this, right?
Oh, this job looks so fun.
Macro data refinement.
God. Yeah. Can I help you?
That was the whole scene? Okay.
But he's shaking in his boots.
Yeah, is he? Oh, okay. These two meeting. All right, this is what we needed.
You keep submitting requests to the Bureau of Standards Data Center looking for Cassian Andor.
Okay.
Yeah.
A fuel purity field officer suspected of forging Imperial reports. You've been at the Bureau of Standards for less than a month, and you've filed 5 false inquiries.
6, actually.
I wasn't counting this morning.
He's putting out a beacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cassian Andor is a murderer and a threat to the Empire. I have been trying, with the limited tools available, to find him.
So this is about public safety.
He's right.
Yeah.
One would think you'd want to leave Ferrex as far behind as possible.
One
Tell
would be
her.
wrong.
What's not in Lieutenant Blevins' report that I need to know?
I have no idea. I wasn't allowed to see the report.
You signed it.
I was given no choice.
Yeah, see, these two are on a wavelength,
Yeah.
and if they can figure out that they have the same ideals,
Right.
they're going to be a problem. Just trying to learn anything about where they're going.
Yeah. Crazy. What are all the like whirlpools at the corners? What's that all
I
about?
don't know, it's intakes, I would guess, like it's using water for something.
The thief was a local named Cassian Andor. He was wanted for the murder of 2 corporate security officers. Andor was in the act of transferring the unit to a person we've named Axis because of his centrality to what we believe to be an organized rebel effort to acquire special...
That's Luthen.
Yeah, that's Luthen.
If someone there is talking, we need to be listening.
It's a large investment.
It's a fraction of the price of lost technology.
So drill down on Ferrix, find this thief, and then what?
It's an old photo.
Identify Axis.
Looks
They
like it,
escaped
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
It's the first, best lead we've had.
Supervisor Mayor.
Probably from when he was in prison when he was younger.
Yeah.
This act?
Ferrix was a mistake. It's the first one he's made. Drill down is exactly what I want to do, sir. Drill down, find Andor, and get a hunt started.
We shouldn't root for her, but she's good at what she does.
Yeah, exactly.
I just admire talent, even if it's on the bad guys.
Much more scared of her than I am the other
Of
guy.
Cyril?
Yeah.
Cyril's gonna collapse under his own
Yeah.
neuroses.
On program! Hands behind heads!
It's kind of funny to think that, like, he's in a prison system of, like, the Imperials, but I almost think this is the safest place for him to be because,
I
like,
guess. He's off the radar now.
Yeah,
He's in prison
exactly.
under a false name, so...
Right.
It's moon boots. What?
Welcome to Narkina 5. This is an Imperial factory facility. You've all been assessed as labor.
Those boots are so silly.
They're supposed to look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, they're highlighting that they
Yeah.
look ridiculous.
Your length of stay has been predetermined. The quality of that time will be up to you. Now, those who've been incarcerated before...
All these guys are going to get their asses kicked.
You think so?
Yep.
I'm sure some, if not all of you, are wondering how we risk standing before you without weapons. It's a potent question.
It is a potent
We
question.
need to have answered very often, but...
Yeah, see, isn't it just funny how one little thing is
Jesus!
just...
What was that?
Just gotta get the little
That was level 1.
booper out of his hand.
I
All of a
guess.
sudden-
I was a good deputy inspector.
I solved a double murder and found the killer in 2 days. It was overly ambitious, yes, but time was slipping away and the opportunity was real. Can one never be too aggressive in preserving order? They didn't deserve what
yes.
happened.
Yes, you can.
I wish you luck.
It's horrible.
It's clear you need Andor in order to find his partner. It's also clear that whatever this is more important than the death of 2 corporate security guards. It could be a valuable asset going forward.
There you go. Seize the opportunity.
Raise the alarm one more time, and it won't be me you're speaking to. Forget this happened.
Come on, you want
Jeez.
him.
I think that's an empty threat.
You think
I
she's
think that
having to
they-
threaten him?
No, yeah, they don't want him to know how valuable he could be. Just like let him stew on it for a little while until
I
they want to
suppose.
come back to him and ask him some more questions.
They can never admit to being exposed, right?
Yeah.
Stop right there. On program.
They're really highlighting those stupid shoes.
Do it.
There they are on the wall.
Yeah, got the Imperial symbol on the heel.
New man ready on 5-2D, requesting unit override.
Copy that. Coming up.
That's not good enough. This was on the schedule. Can't just not turn up.
He'll be here.
Something's wrong already? This seems suspicious.
I mean, the whole thing seems like a joke. This all seems bad.
Step onto the lift and stop. Move forward.
Poorly designed, poorly planned.
Step on.
Yeah, this tension in this scene is confusing me. I don't
Yeah.
understand what we're
Yeah.
building towards. It feels like something's gonna, like, metaphorically explode any second, and I don't
Yes,
understand
yeah,
what.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Step off, move. I said step off now. Move.
So is it the floor that's, like, electrified?
Is Unit 5-2D.
That would be a good tactic.
Five,
That would be very good, yeah.
That's what the insulating boots is about.
My name is Kino Loy. I'm the 5-2D unit
I
manager.
recognize him.
That's Andy Serkis.
49 men in this room answer to me. Name.
Okay.
He plays Gollum in The Lord of the Rings, and
Okay.
Caesar in Planet
I
of the
got
Apes.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Table 5. See it? At the bottom? Last place. That's you. The 7 tallies are the running shift totals of all the other rooms on this floor. You play against
So he's like the lead prisoner.
this room. I play
Already?
against all the other rooms.
No, Andy Serkis is the
Oh,
lead
okay.
prisoner, I'm saying.
Yeah.
You understand one thing most clearly. I have 249 days left of my sentence.
Yeah, he's like, do not mess this up for me, bro.
Yeah.
Losing hope, your mind, keep it yourself. Don't ever slow up my line. Table 5.
All
Okay.
right. So this guy's got a lot to lose if his sentence is almost up. And that's like an important actor, so that character is going to be relevant to Cassian's story and struggle.
Yeah,
somehow.
I agree.
Work! Hands right, get to it, right?
What are they building?
Watch what I do, exactly what I do.
I'm not sure.
Who's on the box? Get calling him.
Oh.
5-2D.
Uh-oh.
Okay, listen up! This will be a sprint segment. 39 minutes on the tongue.
As ever, the least productive table will be disciplined.
Okay. Make them compete.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's just so bad.
What? The slave labor?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yeah, exactly.
Get busy or get fried.
And then you create kind of like a competitive game for like resources about like how you gonna make it, who's gonna make it faster, but then they have to do it. There's like no other stakes besides just like probably food.
And I feel like it's especially bad in a world with abundant robots, where like, you know, like you never need to make people do this ever. It's, you know, like it's just about the cruelty. Cassian looks really freaked out, like he's having a hard time adjusting to his new circumstances.
Right.
What is this?
What is he doing? Yeah.
We're gonna pull some shit?
I like this. This is interesting.
So there's gonna be like a prison break rebellion thing in this prison maybe that he's just gonna happen to be present for, and then he'll also like get swept up and get credit for being part of it again. You know?
Yeah, I also like the idea that there's like a little language that you can only see from a far distance through these little windows. And
Why couldn't they do it up close too? They could.
They could, but
That's what the PORD legislation will do.
How much protection is enough?
We know what too little looks like.
Surveillance and prosecution. Without limit. You're doing nothing wrong. What is there to fear?
surveillance and prosecution without limit. That's always a good thing to hear.
That's right.
Are they not?
Do you feel under threat?
Personally, here, yes. I'm at great risk of ingesting too much of this nourishing Chandrilan hospitality.
She's like just trying to gently nudge them into like, don't you think maybe this is excessive?
They're like, no, we need more of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the floor. White is cold, red is hot. The white lights start flashing, you've got 7 seconds to get to your cell. Sensors in the floor, 2 men in one cell. It's an instant fry.
Pull out!
Oh, so the floor can superheat.
Everything you need here is on the wall. Water, night light, toilet flips down.
And food?
The tube. You can get as much as you want. The light is healthy and
like a hamster.
Don't worry, you learn to eat it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can have as much as you want because it's horrible and you don't want any more than you need.
Winner gets taste with their food. Top table wins flavor. Last place gets fried.
Whoa!
And that is your tab. So what did you do?
That's your tab.
Nothing.
Well, that,
So how many
That's
days?
Yeah, no, that's how
you know
you.
where you stand.
How much you have to pay?
I'm not sure.
That's how much you owe?
They doubled everyone's number last month. PORD.
People must be talking about it. About what?
The resentencings.
I'm sorry.
All the rebel activity.
It's rebel nonsense.
I don't know anything about it.
They slaughtered a garrison.
Somebody said.
Burned it down.
Does it matter?
So they're trying to figure out why their sentences got doubled, right? Yeah.
Their tabs got doubled.
Yeah, that's sentences.
Mouse Street! Things are getting out now, streaming. Those days are over.
I said that's enough.
Return to your cells immediately.
Yeah, I think the tabs are in the number of days you have left to serve.
I think the tabs are how many credits you owe. And that no?
No, it's your sentence.
Okay.
It's your time.
You don't walk in your sleep, do you?
Why'd their time get doubled then?
Because of the Aldani heist.
But doesn't it seem like the amount of money they owe would be what doubled instead? Why would it...
To send a message, it's harshness, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
you think so? All right.
Yeah, they talked about that last episode. That guy's ugly.
I love that. Just the alien designs in this room specifically, they really go all out.
Yeah.
Are you eating the goop? It's kind of cool though. I wouldn't mind having one of those.
Hands away!
Clear, clear.
What are they making?
Machine parts.
Yeah, but what is this device that they're making?
It's a piece of a much larger machine designed
right.
for a very specific function.
I'm excited to see the finished product and how
We might not
that's
ever
going
see.
to-
I don't think they have any knowledge of what they're making pieces of. They
I
know the
want to
steps.
see it.
Yeah.
Show it to me.
This guy again.
Oh wow, it's been a while.
Yeah. Did not expect to see him again.
Oh, you're freezing. My mother was a whiner, and that'll cure you. I'm just trying to...
She sounds sick.
Oh, yeah.
What have you done now?
Apparently I'm throwing a party.
I heard the boys had to carry you back here.
No, her travels fast. She fell.
Oh, yeah, Cassian's not going to be here for the end.
The saddest part for me is that
She's obsessed with troopers.
she wanted to be a revolutionary finally, and then now she's too sick to do anything.
It's too late, yeah.
What about the daughters of Ferrix? She's a past president. They must have a warm room somewhere.
They've tried.
Is that
Just
like
made
a
wishes clear.
older rebellion group?
You really don't know where he is.
Wow. He didn't even tell his buddy.
No. Is that Vel? What is she doing here? She was told to find Cassian because he's a loose end, right?
Yeah.
Who's the big one?
I've no idea.
Okay.
Where were you? I was about to come looking.
So they're trying to track him down from here.
It's kind of interesting. There's potential for all of the loose ends to mix without him.
Yeah. Could be interesting.
We'll just stay here and wait. Just hope he shows up. Could be anywhere.
This is all we have right now. What's the alternative?
Haven't we been apart long enough?
Ask someone.
Maybe I'm a rich girl, running away from her family.
That's cold.
I wonder what her bone is to pick in all this.
She's clearly been wronged,
Yeah,
you know.
it'd be interesting.
She's got a vengeful heart. Shouldn't you two have been listening to what they were saying?
We have that same problem all the time.
We do.
I need to look for something in the back.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. It's been off for a while.
It's urgent.
She's gonna try to send a message to Luthen again? Is that what go in the back is use that thing? Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Surely he wouldn't come back here.
No way. But also, does he even know anything? I feel like after it was done, he doesn't have anything left in the game. He doesn't know anything.
We'll see.
It's the shop owner on Ferrix. She's trying to find Cassian Andor. His mother is ill. We're not answering. We can't.
She could point us in the right direction.
She's asking us.
She knows more than we do.
Why are you looking for him?
She might have a lead.
More likely it's the ISB working her radio.
But you're guessing.
And you're slipping.
Yeah, you should be careful,
for
man.
real.
We're shutting down Ferrix. The code, the frequency, all of it. I'm thinking clearly and you're not.
Yep.
It's Andor. Knowing is out there, knowing me. Not knowing what he knows.
Yeah, they want to kill him.
He's gonna die in a prison. Just leave it.
They don't know that.
I know,
Desperate
but
for Aldani to work, and it did. And we'll find him, just not like this.
But Andor also doesn't know who he is, right?
No, but he's seen him. He could identify him if he saw a picture and anything again, you know? Oh, is this guy suicidal or something? Is it just instant death?
Kind of seems like it. Everyone is very scared to...
Oh, yeah, I guess.
So you can leave your cell.
Oh yeah, you just die.
Yeah.
Level 5. Grid disruption.
Damn, that's messed up.
10 seconds to get on your sleeping platforms.
Oh yeah, and they had to get in their beds or their cells fry them too.
What's going on?
It's Pax Yard. I'm not sure they're all over it.
Oh no. What, did they detect that she sent a signal or something like that?
I can't tell yet. She seems worried though, huh?
Yeah, those are the people.
Oh no. Oh.
2 and 2. Up and down. Clear the lane.
But without... So they just detected that somebody sent a message out and that's enough?
Well, they just detected that somebody was running away and they grabbed the main character and put him in a prison for no reason. They just need to detect that something happened and grab somebody about it.
I guess. Yeah. Oh, but they just said Bix Colleen. They know that she did it.
Get the Sorbies, run!
Yeah. Get out. They're not gonna reason with you.
They're gonna catch you though, you know? It's like, can you really escape?
Cassian's in a horrible prison.
Why do you... That's not a part of this. Why do you keep saying that?
Because it's important. She's gonna
She
end
doesn't
up
know
in the
anything
same
about
kind of
that.
place. I know.
Shit.
I'm shouting through the screen at her.
I see.
Run!
Whoa!
So, my friend.
That looks kind of like the armor that Leia wore to Jabba's palace.
Oh yeah, interesting, yeah.
I was just about to ask you the same thing.
That's Forrest Whitaker.
Somebody's sitting on some dosh.
Well, if that someone is you, I'm hoping you'll put it to good use.
Would I be out here in the cold?
Awesome.
No way, that's dope.
Anto Kreegyr. I want you to meet him.
Anto Kreegyr.
It may take some time to work up, but he's got an angle.
The man is an ox. Slow and stupid.
That's strong.
We don't know who that is, right?
I'll take all 3 deflectors. How much?
No, you meet with Kreegyr, they're free. You don't, I'll take them extra.
I work alone.
That's what I'm trying
I just
to
gotta
do.
meet with the guy? Alright, fine.
We need the Empire to help. We need them angry. We need them coming down hard. Oppression breeds rebellion.
True that.
It's an interesting technique, though. That, like, we gotta crank up the oppression really hard so that they'll fall, you know?
Neither of you could do it on your own, but together.
It's also a dangerous gamble.
Human cultists! Galaxy petitionists! They're lost! All of them lost! What are you, Luthen? I've never really known.
So those are all previous rebel groups that got crushed?
And here's this guy sitting in front of you being like, we need to crank up the oppression.
I am the only one with clarity of purpose.
Well, anarchy is...
That's a good mindset to have.
Yeah, right.
A bit of a luxury.
Also, maybe true, though.
Hiding in cold caves and begging for spare parts.
Sometimes that's what you end up with after trying and trying and trying again.
I guess, yeah.
Surviving everything
No
else.
sale today, Luthen. Good luck with Anto Kreegyr.
Luthen's sitting there in his little museum, you know, while everyone else is actually in the dirt. So
Yeah, it's
there's
true.
something to be said about, like, hey man, you telling me to trust you? I don't trust you. Telling me to crank up the oppression? I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him.
Yeah, so they're getting close. I mean, luckily nobody here knows where Andor is. Maybe that's not lucky. Maybe it's bad for them they don't have the information that they're gonna be, you know,
with me.
tortured
Yeah.
for.
Now.
This is the other side of the coin, though, is that, like, this is a torture chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we just watched a scene between a guy who's sort of like close with diplomats and another guy who's been down in the dirt saying, I don't really trust you.
Yeah.
But...
because this is what's at stake.
Yeah, exactly. And just how, like, machine-like they become, they all waited just sort of, like, for the moment for everything to pop up, and it's sickening. You know they're making weapons to destroy
Gotta
the
be,
people that they love. Yeah.
I wonder, are they AT-AT feet?
It kind of looks like it. That's what I was trying to wonder, like, what are they building? It's like, it's gotta be some kind of giant...
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. It was kind of a longer one, but it still felt quick.
Yeah, it was. It had a lot of pieces to it. I have a lot to say about this.
Yeah. So... oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, we're seeing all the different pieces of, like, truly oppressive regimes kind of, like, coming into place. Like, the prison industrial complex. They're in a prison that is completely oppressive to the point that they can't even, like, step onto the floor without feeling safe. And they're being fed like hamsters are from, like, little tube, you know what I mean? And
as much as you want, that implies that nobody's gonna take more than they need.
And the tab, as they were talking about, I guess we still aren't necessarily in full agreement about what that is, but I think it's how much they owe to the prison industrial complex in order to be truly freed from imprisonment.
It also could. I mean, he also got sentenced for a certain amount of time, I know, when he showed up there, and they didn't talk about him incurring a debt. So I feel like maybe when we were speculating to each other about what that was, they probably said exactly what it was. So the audience
in the
is probably
comments,
screaming,
please explain
What's
to us
the tab
exactly
number?
what we're missing here. But, like, I guess it would make sense to me from, like, just an economic perspective that the fascist government would decide that the prisoners, they
get nothing for free.
Well, and also what they owe increases based on their losses. So, like, the whole heist, it caused a massive... They need to get the money from somewhere.
We saw that Imperial meeting, though, talking about how, like, because of this increased rebel activity, we're reevaluating all sentences for pre-existing crimes. So that's why I think it's about the duration of time you have to do as well. It's also just about a psychological, like, chilling effect on everybody of not only are we increasing sentences for future crimes, but everybody who's already in is getting the new sentences.
So if you're creating value by making oppressive machines that will further grow your reach of extremism into other areas, what is the difference between time and money?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
essentially there's not a lot. Yeah, either way they're recouping their losses.
If the prisoners' time increases and what they're doing is building AT-ATs in order for you to oppress other, like, places and build more wealth for your own regime, what is the difference between time and money?
Well, and I don't know if they're chiefly focused on trying to recoup the monetary loss. Like, obviously it's a hit that they would rather not have taken, but I think that the main thing they need to do after that is send out a message of, you can't be fucking with us. You know, it's not about trying to get the money back.
What is the difference between money and resources? Like,
money is a resource. What
exactly.
do you mean?
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, if what the Empire wants is power over everyone, and they have these little chits, and they call them credits, whatever, blah blah blah, and a bunch of those got stolen, and then what you're going to do is increase based on that, you're going to be like, oh, let's increase
so free labor gets back money, right? I see what you're saying.
But then you're using that directly to what we were watching being built was definitely not. They weren't building a playground.
No, it's machine parts for sure.
For tanks.
Exactly. Yeah, there's only one thing that they're going to use that
it's
stuff.
It's all a cyclical thing about how do we increase the levels of oppression and the levels of fear in everybody all of the time.
They just want everyone operating like that.
And to have everybody who is even under our control or even partially under our control, if anyone fights back at us for any moment, everyone will pay for that.
Well,
discretion.
And it does.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, definitely. And it feels like the fear permeates like every level and every facet of this kind of thing. Because like you watch the the Imperial roundtable meetings, and everyone in those rooms is terrified to talk to the boss or to bring up something, or like they're all operating in such fear. Or even when Cyril got brought in, because they were like, hey, you're putting in a lot of requests about this case that we're working on, so like you haven't, what's going on? No, they come at him from a total angle of you should be afraid of us too, and be afraid of what we might ask you, and be, you know, it's like there's nobody knows anything except fear on how to operate.
And even when he says, look, I know what I'm talking about, and I did this and that and this and that and this in order to like make it clear what I was going for, and they still put me here. They were like, we'll put you there even deeper.
Yeah, their only response is to make them afraid again. Like, no, you should fear us. Yeah.
And that's sort of like, honestly, like something that I really appreciate about this show is that now that it's, I feel like everything is really coming to the head of like, before I was kind of like confused, like what is the goal here? But that's because as a viewer, I kind of forgot like, oh yeah, this is Star Wars. This is the Empire. This is the Death Star.
Yeah, exactly. The scale of their oppression here is extreme.
They destroy entire planets based on insolence and all this shit. Like, every single piece of this is about building an ultimate control over an entire galaxy of autonomous basically human beings, right?
Yeah.
It's about creating the ultimate like control mechanism and then how to fight against that. And I feel like I'm appreciating, starting at this episode, maybe the last episode too, like I'm appreciating that aspect of it so much more because like of how complete they have made this aspect of like, we will make you miserable if you defy us.
Really, really going in on the word totalitarianism. You know, it's total. It is every aspect of everything that their regime needs to get its tendrils into. Yeah.
And hey, guys, that's not good.
We're against totalitarianism on Petra packets. Forrest Whitaker showed up.
This is super cool to see him too.
He rejected Stellan Skarsgård. He rejected Luthen, but that's Forrest Whitaker, so I feel like he's not going to be in just the one scene.
And you know what? I actually am maybe with him at this point in terms of his like mentality about all of this stuff because Stellan Skarsgård, you keep messing me up. I keep Luthen. That's his name. Luthen. Yeah, he's
bigger than any one character. He's an actor.
Right. He's so good too. But like he is in the upper crust of this whole. He's staying like comfortably separated from all of the actual action.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's not his skill set. You know?
Well, but he has, because of that, he has an idealistic sort of viewpoint. He has a top-down view. It's sort of like
he can be removed from the real cost of the grittiness.
Playing an RTS, watching all of the like little battles happen and be like, okay, I want these guys over here and these guys over here. And it's like, what about all the pain and the blood?
Exactly. Like he was laughing and smiling when he heard the broadcast about Aldani going off, but like everyone died. You know?
Yeah,
so like that really wasn't cause to laugh.
Yeah, he was
smile.
so excited to hear that the heist went off without a hitch in his mind.
Yeah.
But like human beings lost their lives. Like friends were lost.
Three people of the whole crew made it out. Yeah. And so
I sort of understand the other guy's perspective, just to say like, hey man, like I've seen this happen over and over and over again. And he seems to have almost like a nihilistic perspective on it too, where it's just like, I don't believe that this is gonna be the one. And then Skarsgård comes in, Luthen comes in and says, no, this is the one. And it's like, you haven't gotten your face sliced up yet.
Right, it's like you can keep hiding in this cave and chipping away at them, or we could try to all unite and really go at them. And like, okay, if we all unite and really go at them, they'll kill us.
Yeah, right. And then was it the next scene or like maybe the scene after the next was like, here's the torture chamber though, where they
exactly
mess
right.
you up.
It's a good juxtaposition there, showing you the.
It's just a chair in a room. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just like, these guys are gonna.
That's the reality of that kind of thing, you know? People don't construct a fancy torture chamber with special machines. They just need a chair and you to not have the ability to fight back.
Guys, waterboarding is cheap. It's really cheap.
Okay, the video will get taken down. Don't start giving torture tips.
Do not do it. But it's the true like there's a giant shell around fascism and like true totalitarianism that is all protecting what is essentially like basic fear.
Yeah.
From like the true consequences of what you do. And the best thing that the Emperor can have is somebody like Luthen, who's kind of the soft idealist who can always put other people in front of him. He's going down.
Is that the best thing the Emperor can have?
I think, well, no. I mean, I guess besides all of their other infrastructure that puts them in power,
right,
I could say, like, in terms of an enemy, it's like the perfect...
It's the easiest kind of enemy to contend against, you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
Like, the moment he ends up in that chair, he's not...
You don't think he could hold out? You don't think he's
No, not for a
gutsy?
second, dude.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I've got the same impression of him.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
I hope we'll see.
You think that he'll have to get actually like involved in the thick of it at some point before the end of the season, I think.
I would like to see how thick his skin really is versus like us as an audience want him to be like the actual
hero, the
guy,
leader,
who can handle the heat. But like what I sort of got from that scene with him, and I'm sorry, I missed the name.
Forrest Whitaker had a name, I'm sure.
But like was that Forrest Whitaker was saying like you're too soft to actually handle what the true repercussions of this are.
Yeah, he could have been saying that.
An interesting kind of perspective to or like at least him saying like, dude, this isn't the first time this has happened.
We gotta go about this carefully, I guess, is the very least.
It's not just about us all grouping together, man. Maybe it's about being more surgical or like prevent, because all it takes is like loose lips sink ships, man.
Exactly. The more people you bring in, the more opportunities for a spy or a turncoat or any of that stuff. I was interested too to see the people at Mon Mothma's house talking about how like, well, there's no such thing as too much security and surveillance, you know, like sort of showing the fear, the fear aspect of it spreading down to like the population that's on board, you know, the people who are not anti-Empire also have just the total fear all the time of like, well, we need all this control because there's threats out there and we got to stop them.
Well, it also sounded like somebody who was in a place of power to begin with, and then it was just like, well, once the other people the people who are not in power, once they're able to rise up, all of a sudden like we're not gonna have all this power anymore.
Sure.
What is the use of us? You know, in an empire, what is the use of all these bureaucrats at the end of the day?
So it comes from an understanding maybe that they're in an unfair position, they have an unfair advantage, and they're like, look, somebody's going to try to correct this at some point, and so we have to make sure that that's not possible.
Look, we're living in a house of cards here. We can't allow them to knock it down, otherwise
Coruscant
we're all going down.
is a planet-wide city, correct? The entire surface of Coruscant is one continuous city? Isn't that what we're supposed to... Like, that's the understanding of that place? So you can't, like, make food or anything like that there. Like, they have to survive totally on imports. I mean, maybe you could have like vertical farms and stuff like that, I guess, but I don't get the sense that there's any like resource production on Coruscant.
Yeah,
it seems like it's just a black hole of resources.
Yes. Oh, I can think of another institution that's sort of similar. Anyway, but it's just interesting to think about all the different power structures that exist here, and it's kind of similar to like the pieces of what we have going on planet Earth right now. Of course it is, because it's a story written by human beings.
Right, but I'm really seeing this show has got a reputation for being a more... I can't even think of the right word for it off the top of my head, but it's set apart from the rest of Star Wars, people say, in terms of like the detail that it goes into about the politics of it all or whatever. I don't know if I'm not explaining this in a good way, but it's on a different level in terms of like its political aptitude or whatever. I don't know. I can't come up with the word.
I like that too, because it picked a time period that's close to my heart, honestly. Like, you know, just the period between the episodes 1, 2, and 3 kind of, and then like when like the Empire truly like grabbed its stranglehold around everything, and then how you build up to the rebels sort of like destroying the Death Star and everything. But like there is a slow creep that exists in real time with this kind of politics. And like, granted, we're talking about an entire galaxy, but even if we're talking about a country on a planet, there's a slow creep. It is not so simple as like, oh, all of a sudden there's military in the streets.
No, I mean, and that can happen like suddenly, but it's because of a tipping point after a slow creep. And I guess this show is kind of showing us that tipping point. You know? Like we came in towards the end of the ramp up, and then we're like, and then here's the straw that broke the camel's fascist back. You know?
And then, you know, it's oftentimes not as simple as just destroying one Death Star in the middle of everything to like destabilize.
They had to destroy 2 Death Stars.
Right,
Let's
that's
be clear.
true. Yeah, and the second one wasn't even finished being built yet.
Yeah, and
I would
you know,
like to see what sort of destructive power that would have had.
If you've seen the sequel trilogy, which I know you haven't,
I haven't.
It also
I haven't.
Didn't really work. There's still like there's
still
the First Order is the new version of the Empire in the
and you know what
sequels, but yeah,
I'm okay with that. I'm fine with the idea of, in terms of like a story about the rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall of sort of a fascistic totalitarian government that controls everything through pain and suffering and I'm okay with having it kind of not have like a nice clean cutoff ending.
They don't just go away when you hit them really hard enough times.
They don't.
It's like
they come
still
back. And they come back.
And the people that made it up are still around and still think that way. You know? So yeah.
And even if you execute all those people, their glimmer of thought, anything that they can push forward into the like consciousness of the people after them, they'll pick it right back up too.
Fascism must be continuously resisted.
And never, ever, ever stops.
That's our moral here, I guess.
Yep.
That about do it this week?
I think so.
All right.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for having this discussion with us.
Yeah, that was a crazy one, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. We like this show, as you can see. It's inspiring, lots of fiery thought. So until next time, I'm Sean.
I'm Nate.
This is Ketchup Packets.